Hey everyone, welcome back to Keeping Up with the Chaldeans. We're here with the gents from the Fade Factory. We have Aden over here, and we got Matt over here.
How's it going?
They're going to talk a little bit about their success and their services and location and all that good stuff. Why don't you guys kind of just get into a little bit of the personal, and then we'll talk business.
Sounds good. Well, like he said, my name is Matthew Hendi. This is my partner, Aden Yaldo. Man, we've been cutting hair for over 12 years combined of our experience, and you know, we love this and we grow the love for this craft every day. It gets better and better and more enjoyable, really because of our clientele and the people who surround us and make, you know, working every day, working hard, easier and easier.
My name is Aden Yaldo, like said earlier, and personally, I started cutting hair during high school. It was more of a hobby than a job, and started picking up a lot. I was going to college actually to become a nurse anesthetist, and things started picking up right before I was about to apply to nursing school. And as things started to keep going, my parents encouraged me to actually take a gap year and try to pursue cutting hair full time. I was initially cutting hair over on the east side, and then I had broken my hand, and it had kind of messed things up for my career, and I decided to restart over here on the west side and built myself up over here. And then me and Matt actually had ran into each other. We were two people that were cutting a similar demographic of people, and we decided, you know, it would be good for us to just team up and, you know, kind of own that demographic together and kind of expand from there. So we had decided to team up. We had built up our barbershop in a spot that we thought was convenient for where we knew our main customer sites were. Right now we cut a lot of people from Brother Rice, shout out St. Mary's, Walled Lake Central, all schools that really do give us a lot of support. And we're very thankful for the Chaldean community as they've helped spread our word. We're not in a very traffic-y spot, but it is a convenient destination, and you know, we're able to at least get people in there and spread the word in areas where we know that people are going to still be able to get in by us. So it's very, very appreciated.
Give them like a landmark. I know 14 and Middle Belt, right? It's not. I mean, it's pretty clear. But there's a grocery store there. There's other stuff there, and why don't you kind of give them an idea of?
Yeah, we always say it's right by Tomatoes of Pizza. A lot of people like that spot, so it's right across the street from there.
We're in those office buildings. We're the third building down from Tomatoes of Pizza, and we're the unit in the back. So you'll see us kind of with the tinted windows. You'll see all the cars parked up outside, and a lot of people walking in and out. Smiling faces, happy people.
Nice haircuts.
Nice haircuts, exactly.
On the way out.
Yeah, on the way out.
On the way out.
They come in, it doesn't look like that.
Right. What are what are some of the services that you guys provide?
So service-wide, we really provide it all. So obviously the basic haircuts. We do skin fades, you know, most of the time. Skin fades, tapers, scissor cuts, shaves, beard lineups, beard trims, eyebrows especially. You know, we cover it all from head to toe as much as we can. You know,
hair washes.
Yeah, all of that. If you're coming in, you know, we just try to pamper our clientele, give them everything that they need. You know, if they need their ears cleaned up, they got some hairs growing in some funky places.
All right.
You know, just clean them up, make them look good, have them walking out looking like a star.
Yeah, a lot of barbers don't mess with like the eyebrow, and they don't mess with like the hair on the ear. I can't stand that.
I know. I think it's a very important thing.
I mean, you can't look fresh when you have that stuff going on.
For a man, you know, a barber really provides you the only boost in confidence that you can get. Like, you know, women, they're getting their makeup done, their hair done, nails done, all of that. For a guy, man, you just got to get cleaned up. You go to the barber shop. If your barber's not cleaning your ears, cleaning your eyebrows, you know, most of the time a guy's not going to do it. So, you know, that was kind of our thought process when it came into that. Like, hey, you know, if we're not going to do the eyebrows, who's going to do them?
Yeah,
you know,
might as well provide everything.
Exactly.
What kind of hours do you guys keep over there?
So our hours are very, very flexible. So typically on a normal day, like today, we would be in there from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Long day.
No. So
other days we even stay actually.
Yeah,
until about
honestly,
9.
most of the time. So like weekends, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays. We try to get there around 9 a.m. Get out of there, as late as need be. Sometimes 9, 10, 11 p.m. if need be.
Christmas comes, we're there from 8 a.m. to midnight.
Yeah, so we're very flexible with our hours. You know, we try to fit in with our clientele and make as much work as we can. Because, you know, we're understanding, bro. You don't want to go to a party or an event not looking fresh. And, you know, we do our best to just be as available as we can.
And it sounds like you're busy as all heck. Do you have room for expansion within your unit, or is that something you do?
Thank God for that, for the busyness. But we do have room for expansion. We have, obviously, so in our building there's 4 units connected. There's always the potential that we could take another unit and kind of expand with that.
Okay.
But we also do have a basement in our unit, which is pretty unique and something that we were really intrigued with when we found our spot. We could always, put in some chairs downstairs, or even we have a waiting area. We have 2 separate waiting areas in our shop. One right when you walk in, one all the way to the end. So we could, we've thought about taking out one of those with growth and kind of putting in more chairs, giving more barbers a shot, teaching more people how to cut.
I was just going to say, we were thinking about even making the basement into like possibly a school. So right now we're trying to get licensed as a school and be able to teach down there and possibly set up like a little studio with mannequins, prepare people for, barber exams and, try to help get people licensed and help them grow as well.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between like a hairstylist and a barber's license? I know there's some sort of difference. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but maybe you guys can shed some light.
Yeah, so a barber is basically someone who's able to use a straight blade, whereas a hairstylist is more styling, or like a cosmetologist isn't really doing any straight blade work or lineup work, or usually even sometimes not even fading. So the skin fading and the straight razor blade is where you become unique as a barber.
Gotcha. Yeah, the cosmetology school, they'll like you'll get licensed in doing nails and some makeup and some hair as well, but barbering is just barbering.
So you said it and you said it. What is skin fading? I don't know. Never heard of that.
So skin fade is something that starts off looking a little wacky when you first start the haircut off, because you set that bald line in and you're seeing skin on the side of your head, or when it comes to a taper. So the difference between a taper and a fade, this will make it easier to explain. A taper is when you have the fade from the sideburns and in the back, and a fade is all the way around. Okay. So a skin fade would be, you have a bald line set in. You try to keep it low and clean, and then you just blend it in gradually going up to the top. What I have going on right now is a taper. This is a skin taper. Not anything too crazy, you keep it nice and subtle.
Goes from skin, comes up, blends in.
Yeah, just blends in with the top, a nice natural flow.
It is a newer look, like these skin fades and like the blowout tapers. Like me, myself, I have hair behind my taper where that's becoming a common thing now, where people are having a flow with short hair. So we're just trying to stay up to date with these new styles, mastering.
Always mixing it in.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
And how do you guys stay up to date? What's the
deal?
Well,
so we have a lot of things planned with certain barber competitions that we go to. So there's barber expos that are around the country. We have one, and I think it's upriver that we're going to be going to in a couple of weeks. We have this place in Chicago that we go check out. And all of these things, they keep us, with the newest equipment, the newest styles, just keeping us updated with what's going on in the barber community. And that's kind of what really got me into this business. Is I would see it on social media so much. And,
cool.
and it is really cool. Like I would see YouTube videos of just new barbers posting like, this design, this style, this new haircut that I learned how to do. And you're watching this and you're seeing other people in the same, craft doing things that, you've never seen before. And it just, with our creative minds, we just kind of like, opens up new ideas, and we just try to grow as much as we can with it.
Yeah.
So he said he was going to go into some sort of nursing school, right?
Yep.
What was your path?
So he had it a lot more figured out than I did.
Okay.
I started cutting hair around the same age as him. I was 15 years old. I was at Brother Rice High School. Shout out Warriors, but I was over there, and I was really confused. I was really big into football and other sports.
Yeah.
So my goal was to actually play college football, and I ended up picking up some offers, and I was committed to play at Concordia in Ann Arbor. And this moment right here is really what really got me very close to God. And I always like to mention this to my new clientele is I was about 18 years old. I was a week away from signing my papers to go play football at Concordia. And I've always been a very indecisive person. And I woke up one day, exactly 1 week before I had to sign my papers, and got out of bed. And I just had the feeling going through me that, you're done playing football.
Really?
Time is up. It's no point of continuing to chase after that dream. And right away I was very lost and confused, and I didn't really know where I wanted to go from there. And I actually was getting a haircut by my barber at the time a week later, the day I was supposed to sign my papers.
Yeah.
And he actually told me, he was like, hey man, I'm thinking about opening up my own shop. I know you used to have a passion for cutting hair because I was doing it as a hobby in high school. And he was like, I really want to have an apprentice. Let me just bring you in and kind of show you the ropes and try to teach you as much as I can. And I didn't have any other idea, so I took the risk while I was also enrolled at OCC. And I really fell in love with it. From there, I was working as hard as I could, 70, 80 hours a week, just learning, not making much money doing it, but just feeding to that passion that kind of took over that football goal that I had.
Very cool. I mean, that's an inspiring story, very inspiring. And then for your parents to back you up the way they did and encourage you to kind of live out a different dream. I know you said your dad was a scientist.
Yeah.
So he probably wanted you to go into that field, but then he had the heart to let you do what you wanted to do.
I was very
cool.
Yeah, I was very, very surprised by that too, because like you just said, he's a scientist. My mom, she's also a pharmacist, so they took school very seriously.
Yeah, absolutely.
In high school, I went to the International Academy for Utica Community Schools, so it was a big deal to go to college, get scholarships, stuff like that, SATs. And for them to actually just say that to me, I also took it as my message from God. If these two people who have prestigious college degrees are telling me not to go to college, I got to do something, So
got to.
God bless. I'm so thankful and grateful that it worked out.
Yeah.
So you mentioned an apprenticeship. So, and you guys, before we started rolling, mentioned some sort of apprenticeship or having apprentice. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So with the apprenticeships. When we kind of opened up our shop originally, we had a lot of guys who were, some of our clientele and some people who would reach out to us after the fact. They would just come up to us, tell us hey, I love what you guys are doing, love being around you guys. If you guys could, work something out where you guys could teach me how to cut hair so I could be in that same position. A lot of people came up to us, and it wasn't really our plan in the first place to do something like that. But we let a couple guys in and we started teaching them, and we started kind of getting a hang of it, and me and Aden actually started to realize that that's kind of where our passion is taking us now, is to the teaching side of things, because it's nothing better than getting given a gift and being able to share it to other people. So, we do our best to just kind of take in younger guys who have a passion or an idea that they might like, the craft, and show them as much as we can about it, teach them, build them up, not just as a barber, as a man of God, all of these things that, hold so much value, and when we're spending so much time around people teaching them that, we do our best to push and, make them better all-around men.
I feel like with these guys, we kind of even see a little bit of ourselves, when they're at this age and they're, wanting to do something with their future, but they're maybe not sure yet. They want to take that chance. We really want to be, encouraging. And, sometimes, these guys are spending a lot of time with us more than even with their own families. So me and Matt, we feel kind of obligated to try to, keep them as good men as well, not inside the shop, but also outside the shop.
So you have an apprentice each working under you right now? Is
Correct.
that what I understood?
Yes. Yep.
Do you want to shout them out, or?
Yeah, actually, one of them cut my hair right before this interview. Nice. So shout out Antonio Jabori. He's a great barber. So
Yeah, Antonio Jabori, he's the man. We've been building him up big time. I've got my boy Aden Stackwitz. He's learning right now. He's coming up. We've got a guy, Jacob McHale, who's young and he's hungry. He's learning quick. He's just around us, picking everything up, doing what he can. So, it's just great to see the passion in these guys and really just watching them level up and unlocking that next level of their lives. And really these younger guys, just watching them mature and just become better men is such a good feeling. And that was really the part of it that got me to love teaching and love building up these guys.
Yeah.
So with the mentorship, when will these guys fly the coop, and then you'll have maybe some, and then what's the process? Say somebody that's watching wanted to kind of join and see what's going on there.
So if they were to reach out to us and tell us that they were interested in doing something like that, we would talk to them, tell them about how we run our shop, and if we think it's a good fit for them. If we do feel like it's a good fit for them, we would then start teaching them. It's actually a pretty nice process. You see, it is a little long, but they start out by, you know, just watching. It's a lot of learning during the day.
Sure.
And then after that, you know, they also have to help out with the various shop things like washing hair. We start getting them, you know, to shave, you know, doing these little things that implement, you know, them getting their hands on some clippers. Their dad will come in. Me and Matt will let them cut our hair, get some experience and start practicing. You know, they start working on everyone at the barbershop doing little things. We'll start with the tapering, then, you know, we'll get to the fading. Once they got that down, we'll start going to the scissors. Yeah. And then once you feel like they're ready, you know, we'll start actually giving clients. So.
And then so once they go kind of through that process, is there a so you're not a school, but then so how do they get licensed?
Correct. So that's through the state. It's MI Plus. So we register them through them, and we get the apprenticeship registered, and then after that, once they are ready to take the test, they then take the test.
Oh, so it's just a test. So that,
so
the experience is technically school.
Yeah,
correct.
So this is like it's like a newer thing. Before you had to go to barber school, right?
Right.
So I think
you can still do that though.
That's still always an option. But I think it was about 4 or 5 years ago they implemented a new thing where you could get your license for barbering through apprenticeship.
Yeah.
I think the exact number is 1,800 hours that you got to spend in a barbershop, which is a lot of time.
That's why I said it's kind of long.
Yeah, so we kind of warn people of that. Like, you know, you're going to be in there for about a year of just learning. It's school, you know, like you've got to put that time in. You have to, you know, be able to stay down and stay hungry and, you know, be ready to claw your way up. And when it's your time, just be ready to shine.
It's hard too because, you know, you tell them at first they're working. So, you know, a lot of guys when they hear work, they think money, you know what I'm saying? But it's more like school. You know, you go to school for a lot of guys who go to school 4 years, they're paying money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to go
into debt for $100,000.
100%.
Exactly.
So to be able to go with us for 1 year, sure, you might not be getting paid, but like I just said, in any other option, you're paying. And then, you know, hopefully after that year, they can make better money than.
The good news is you don't really have to sell it to anyone. You probably got a nice pipeline of dudes that want to.
100%.
Yeah, I feel like it was kind of inspiring for people that saw us because I noticed because when I was from the east side, there were a lot of young barbers, but when I got here, there really wasn't. The only other one, like I said, that I knew was Matt. So when we were cutting hair, we kind of, I feel like, gave that ideology out to, you know, the newer kids and the newer generation to, oh, wow, like people our age can be barbers. Like it doesn't just have to be, you know, someone over the age of 30. Like we can start learning and, you know, be like these guys who are young and have clientele.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Really, like after COVID time when everything was just starting to advance and kind of get back to normal and everything was kind of hitting their strides and get to that next level, we kind of had that idea of, you know, why not barbering with that? It's something that, a fun fact that I learned when I was a little bit younger that always intrigued me is the second ever like business line to ever start was barbering. So it's one of the oldest businesses of all time. And for it to be evolving over time and stay relevant, you know, it's got to adjust. It has to, you know, evolve. Yeah, new things got to come around and there has to be people who can learn them and deliver on that. So we like to take that into our hands big time.
And I don't see AI replacing barbers anytime soon.
You know, I always say that. I don't think I could ask you that. I don't think that you'd let any machine be put over your head that is not being controlled by another person.
We get asked that so much, dude. It's funny. And the first thing I always say is I was like, well, you tell me, man. Are you going to let a robot put a straight blade on your cheek?
Yeah.
You know, like that thing, or on your mustache.
How about your neck?
Hey, man, I want to get my eyebrows done. You press a couple buttons, you know.
Imagine that slips down a little bit, you know.
Yep.
Yeah,
it would be a disaster.
So that's another blessing as well because, you know, I know AI is huge right now. It's replacing a lot of things. And that's one thing that we try to tell the younger guys, like, hey, this is a trades, not even just barbering, you know, things like, you know, welding, all this other stuff, HVAC, all of that.
Electrical.
And it's all growing. It's all just getting bigger and bigger, and it's almost irreplaceable.
It's more in need, too, I feel like, you know, more in demand.
Oh, yeah. So, you know, in a community like ours where everybody is so committed to the bigger schools, like, you know, being an engineer, doctor, lawyer, which are all amazing jobs, you know, there's other things to look at, and it's to me really important to just pray about things, talk to God about it, and understand really what your calling is, and kind of just delivering on that, which is more important than anything else.
For sure. So what does your day look like? You guys go into the shop, and then what transpires the rest of the day or the week? Like how does that play out?
That's a pretty funny question. So like my day to day, I'm waking up, you know, around 8 a.m., getting to the gym, getting a nice quick workout in, getting cleaned up and going to the shop about 10 o'clock. And we're in there. We try to have as good of a time as we can, man. It's a hoot and a holler in there. We have a really good time. We're typical barbershop when it comes to how we talk. We're talking about, if you guys have ever seen the movie Barbershop, it gets like that sometimes.
Yeah.
We're making jokes. We're talking about sports, NBA, new movies that came out. Golf has been a big talk lately. Everybody's been getting into that. Music, just all the modern things. We just talk about what we like all day, which is such a blessing. That's why we say we really like our job so much, because we build relationships with these clientele and these people who become friends with us.
Yeah.
And it's so awesome because we just really get to talk to our friends all day. It's a big blessing. So yeah, we're really just doing that, enjoying ourselves. A lot of times missing our lunch breaks because we just get caught up in conversation and
getting
behind a little bit. But it's just so awesome spending time with all these people. And we're getting out of there around like 8 p.m. And me and him, we like to play basketball. We like to golf. We like to do things like that. So we, obviously I play football with AT too. So get ready for them CFL games on Sunday.
Yeah,
all of the above.
Yeah, I was also going to say, I feel like it's kind of a new thing as well as becoming friends with your barber. I feel like that wasn't really a thing, but now like these younger barbers that are cool, you're talking to someone your age, you're talking about the same sports, the same music, like we just said, and like you really build an attachment and a connection with these guys outside of even just the haircut. You see them while you're out, it's always good vibes and stuff like that. So it really is a wonderful thing.
Do you guys cut any celebrities besides like Lucas Kello?
Hey, that's the biggest celebrity.
That's some Chaldean celebrities that we got.
Yeah, big time. Well, besides cutting all the people that you guys watching know, we've had some guys. I know a lot of the younger guys. They know the rapper 42 Doug. I've cut his brother's hair and some of his videographers and things like that. I've gone out to some music videos and given haircuts there. But we really like to focus on our community more than anything else.
For sure.
Those are things that we plan on having come down the line. But as of right now, we think of everybody who's in our chair as a celebrity. Honestly.
Yeah, no doubt.
So it's a good time.
Did you guys cut the Chaldean chill guy? Is that you guys?
Who knows?
Nobody
knows who it is. That's the big question.
I mean, he always looks nice and faded out.
He looks.
So it's gotta be you guys.
Hey, we'll say that we're giving him the haircuts, guys.
We do make jokes that some of the guys do seem like the Chaldean show.
So Aden, actually, it's funny that you say that. He had a whole thing going on his Snapchat story. So we really like to post a lot of our haircuts on Snapchat just because it's nice, quick, and easy. Snapchat, Instagram, all the above.
Sure.
But when we're posting these things, Aden would like to take a video of a haircut and kind of
put a little Chaldean touch on it.
Yeah, poke fun at some of our clientele, mentioning at all the places that they like to go.
Zana's finest.
Zana's finest shift. We're going to Adachi tonight. Yeah, we're looking fresh for it. Just all the fun
stuff to make
jokes.
It fun,
You guys use TikTok at all?
Yes, we do use TikTok. That's something that we're trying to get into more now with social media growing and stuff.
Yeah, TikTok becomes more global and stuff.
Yeah, so
reach higher audiences.
We've been doing that, especially with, as we were saying, we don't have much street view with our shop, so we try to push ourselves on social media as much as we can. Social media is a beautiful place, and we're trying to grow as much on there as we can.
For sure. Yeah. Now you guys have blown up pretty quick. I guess everyone knows what the Fade Factory is. What's like the 10-year outlook if you had to guess where you two would be in 10 years? And
you want to go first?
That's a good one. And I just want to start it off by just, again, thanking God for even putting us in a situation like this now where we could grow so quickly and, where we could touch so many in the community and they could touch us as well. But yeah, 10 years from now, it's a really good question. I honestly would love to still be cutting hair and just keep growing in that sense.
Sure.
More shops could be down the road. Maybe me and Aden, we run our own separate spots or we open up shops for our barbers, things like that. But we want to keep the Fade Factory legacy going as long as we can.
Yeah, sure.
With that as well, for all the barbers, we also wholesale some of the barber equipment.
Right.
So that's something else that we really want to start going down the line more. So we provide equipment and
like
clippers, all clippers, hair products, shampoos, conditioners, gels, all of these
things.
Any
grooming.
Yeah.
So why would they come to you instead of?
So
we've got
good prices. We really beat every price that you throw at us.
Okay.
And
we're negotiable.
I knew there was a reason.
Yeah, exactly. So price and convenience. We can have somebody drop it to your front door, drop it to your barbershop, drop it to your business, whatever you need at your convenience, and at the best price. With no added charges or anything.
What about the
of that
general
source.
public? Say it's not a barber and he just wants the best clippers, or
Oh
he
yeah,
wants,
so we
have
provide
those
that
too.
all the time. All the time. Our clientele's like, hey man, you know, I come in once every 2 weeks. My beard grows like a weed. I don't know what to do about it. I got to clean myself up in between.
Yeah.
So we've got little things ranging from, you know, the cheaper side of things to the most expensive that they can get. We have everything in between. So if you just want to clean up your beard, if you want to give yourself a shot at cutting your own hair,
aftershave.
yeah, you want aftershave, you want some hair gel, you want some pomade, styling powder is huge now, texturing powder, sea salt spray, hair tonic, everything that you could ever think of for cutting hair or for styling your hair up to that, combs, brushes, all of these things, yeah. So we've got it all by us.
Got a lot of inventory, huh?
Oh yeah, we've got a lot.
No, that all goes in the basement.
Yeah, we put that basement to good use.
Storage. Yep.
How big is the basement?
So it's the same size as the barbershop.
Yeah. Which is what?
We're about
1150, I believe.
Yeah,
oh
1150
shit,
square
it's
feet.
big.
Yeah, it's pretty big. We got 6 chairs in there. You know, 2 waiting areas too. We like to keep it comfortable. Like we said, we have a lot of clients who will.
Do you bounce the people around? Like, are you guys going from chair to chair to
Yeah,
chair to chair
yes,
and bouncing around?
It's so true. It really is.
That's
honestly.
so funny. We really do that.
Convenience is key in today's society, man. Like, you know, nobody wants to be sitting around waiting. Nobody wants to like, hey man, I need a haircut this day, but I can't get it because I have to come right after work.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're very, very open with that. Like, hey, if one of his clients, I have an availability at a time that he needs, come by me, come by one of our other barbers. None of us have a problem with it. You know, we like to always say, man, as long as you're staying in the shops, you know, having some laughs with us, having a good time.
And we believe in all our barbers too. So, you know, a lot of our clients, they trust. You know,
I mean, we don't let anybody cut hair in our shop. We don't let anyone sit in their chair if
they're not confident.
If they're not given a good haircut, if you're not leaving that chair with a smile on your face. So, you know, we're really confident that no matter where you sit in the shop, you're going to have a great time and a great experience.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What's your 10-year plan?
For me, honestly, it's a little bit weird, but what I want to do is after we get the Fade Factory completely rolling, all the chairs full, maybe even taking out a waiting area, putting a couple more chairs in, possibly like Matt shared, you know, doing good with the wholesaling, maybe even having a different location or whatever. I'd like to eventually, you know, give my chair off to someone and let someone else rent it out and go full circle, and like hopefully 10 years from now I have a house and I can I started cutting hair, like I said, in high school out of my parents' basement. I built it into, like, you know, a barber studio. I had a couch, pool table, and I was giving off that, like, homey vibe, you know, and I would like, now that I'm building close relationships with my clients, if in 10 years I do want to slow down the clientele, maybe having a walkout basement kind of like yours, you know, having guys come in and come full circle back to my roots, and, you know, so.
Yeah, that is something I really wanted to touch on, too, is us learning about teaching and how much we care for it. Maybe even opening a school 10 years from now was something that we really would like to do. Is a barber school would be so much fun and so enjoyable for us that hopefully, you know, that falls into our plan. But I would like to get around that with Aden too. You know, getting our chairs out of there and you know, if we're teaching all teaching all these guys, you know, we're gonna have some chairs for them as well. Cool. So hopefully we do that. You know, we're trying our best to get into stuff like real estate right now and just kind of seeing what's good, you know, stock market, all of these things.
That's
you know,
an S&P, you know, we got them on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a big joke in the barbershop. We like to mess around about. But yeah, it's awesome.
So I think we're gonna wrap up, but before we do, we always ask a final question to our guests. The question is, what does it mean to you to be Chaldean?
You want to start with that?
Yeah, I'm fine. So what it means to me to be Chaldean is there's really, like, I feel like 3 very important things that come in being Chaldean. One is the respect. I feel like Chaldeans take respect first, you know. Hi, how are you? You know, shaking hands, eye contact, you know, using manners, being polite. I think that's a big deal with Chaldeans. I think another good thing about Chaldeans is how we all have each other's backs. You know, we spread the word. We go from one another. We treat each other like brothers, like sisters, you know, with that same respect. You know, a lot of us, we're closely related. You know, and the third thing that I think that is huge about being Chaldean, you know, it's what makes us Chaldean is God, you know. Being a Catholic, it's a big deal. It's part of what, you know, makes our heritage what it is. And, you know, I think it should be stressed and very important that, you know, we take church, Bible, all that stuff, you know, very seriously and practice.
Very nice.
Yeah, I'm right there with him. Honestly, God first always. Like I said, me being in this position is really all because of God. You know, he put this in my plate, and you know, God has really showed me and touched me in a lot of ways where I know that spreading His word and teaching these younger guys about God and you know, is really like the bigger purpose and the bigger meaning and what I try to focus on as much as I can. So, you know, just having God in our community is such a big thing, and the sense of family, you know, like you can get so close with another Chaldean so quick, you know, oh, you know this guy, you're related to them. Oh, it's so awesome how much we know and how tight the whole community is. It's such a beautiful thing to me. Like, you know, everybody knows everybody. It's awesome. And like growing our business, that word of mouth that people will talk and will spread. If you're doing good things, people will find out about it. So that Chaldean community is the biggest blessing that we could be surrounded by.
Amen.
Yeah. Amen.
Thanks, gents.
Thank
appreciate
you.
you guys.
It's a
pleasure.
pleasure. We appreciate you as always. Oh, yeah.